Okay, so let's get into week one on Foundayo. Started on July 11th. Today is uh, July 17th, approximately 7 days. The first day, I took the pill approximately between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, I hadn't had anything to eat or drink up until that point, so basically, I started the day uh, with my first Foundayo pill. I then went and had a very small um, lunch at this point, brunch. Um, I don't quite remember what all I ate, but it wasn't a full meal like I didn't like my normal day. So I believe I had a protein coffee. My protein coffee is a full 11-ounce can of Nuri with 4 to 6 ounces of black coffee. These days, I'm drinking an espresso black coffee. So I mix that together. That's giving me approximately um, a little bit under 20 ounces of liquid because I also include ice in that drink. So I drank that. Um, I then proceeded with my day, did a little bit of cleaning, realized I was becoming a little fatigued, a little tired. So I just went and sat down on the couch. I have a recliner, put my foot up, reclined that bad boy back, and I was out. I woke up, I had me a yogurt and cottage cheese bowl. After I ate that, I was out again. I didn't expect to be as fatigued as I was, but I did embrace it. I wasn't fighting it at all. This is a new medication, and I expected the worst. That was day one. Day two was Sunday. Um, I woke up, took my pill at around 9, um, made myself breakfast. My breakfast generally consists of 1 to 2 whole large eggs with this depends on how hungry I am when I wake up. I'll either have 3 tablespoons of egg whites or um, a quarter cup of egg whites. And I will include, I like the bacon crumble because I realize that bacon, it's a little on the fatty side. And while I was on the injection towards the end, it was messing with my stomach. I was feeling a little nauseated. So I've resorted to the crumbles or the bits. So I'll do a tablespoon of the bits and a slice of Kobe Jack cheese. Depending on how I'm feeling, I may get a little handful of some cut up onion, green pepper, and throw that in my egg scramble. Some days I may also include approximately 5 tater tots. Um, that bowl is consisting of under or somewhere around 400 calories. I may get probably about um, 25 or so protein. And I really don't calculate my fiber on that meal. Um, I also will have a protein coffee. It'll be a 11-ounce can of Nuri, 4 to 6 ounces of coffee. That's my first drink and my first meal for the day. I have that with my pill. Um, for lunch, generally it consists of a cottage cheese vanilla Greek yogurt bowl. So what that consists of is a Okios 5.3 ounce container of vanilla Greek yogurt. It's the 000 one. I've also made this with the Pro, 1 container of the 000 vanilla Greek yogurt, um, half cup of cottage cheese, chia seeds or basil seeds, whichever you prefer, whichever you can get your hands on. These days I'm gravitating to the basil seeds. I do 1 tablespoon of basil seeds. I do 1 tablespoon of honey, and then I do also 1 tablespoon of coconut flakes. Uh, Mix that all together, put that in the refrigerator. I will make that when I'm cooking up my breakfast. And I tend to have this bowl around lunch, which means that's around 12 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It hits that sweet tooth. If I've not eaten it for uh, lunch, I tend to have it as a snack or towards the end of the night. In the beginning, I used to have it towards the end of the night. Dinner will consist of anything I feel like cooking, either leftovers or my proteins of choice is salmon, shrimp, chicken, pork chops, beef shank. I am an avid calorie, protein, and fiber girl. I count those. I stick to a certain amount. I even have it here listed, so you'll see this is my goal. Nothing has changed, even though I'm now on the pill version. This was my goal when I was on Tirzepatide. So I was somewhere between 1250 and 1400 calories, 125 to 140 grams of protein. I didn't want to consume no more than 99 grams of carbs, and my fiber was between 25 and 30. If you want to take a screenshot of this, these are some of the foods that I try to eat on a regular basis, along with some of my supplements that I take on a regular basis. Magnesium, zinc. I take a fruit and veggie supplement, my pro and prebiotic pill. I take calcium, vitamin C, a B complex. Pretty much my day. 1 week in, I have noticed that the hunger is there. I am working. I have to put in work until I am able to titrate up to a dose where it will guide me along. 1 week in, I guess that's really all I have. Do I regret taking it? No. Do I wish? I do wish, though, that coming off of a 15 milligram, that I could have jumped right into a 5. But they haven't did the research on that yet. My doctor was not ready to do that for me. However, at the end of my 30 days, I do anticipate going into the office and talking to him about possibly moving me up from 0.8 to a 5. We will see. Worst he can tell me is no. I will check in with you guys next week. Bye, friends.